Hi, I'm Kyle Bochart, and this is my Des Moines Playhouse story. I'm talking about the production of Peter Pan, which we did in, I believe, 2013. It was my very first show at the Playhouse. I was super nervous. I had just moved to Des Moines a couple years prior, hadn't done any shows at the Playhouse, and was really nervous. Luckily, Kathy Pingle got in contact with me and asked me to be the sort of lead flyer, I guess, for Peter Pan, which was really nerve-wracking because it's literally holding somebody's life in your hands. And in my case, it was Samantha Arneson, who I could not have worked with a better person. She was just absolutely a sweetheart, and I got really close to her through that. But I was really nervous to do that, and so we, rehearsals went great. We rehearsed with the flying, the people that designed sort of the rigging, a company called ZFX. Super nice guys. Loved Lamy, by the way. Our very first rehearsal we had with them on a Saturday morning. I brought some pastries over from Lamy, which they loved, which was fun. So it was good to get a good rapport with those guys. But yeah, rehearsals went great. Tech went great. A few performances went great, and just really, I don't want to say got cocky with it, but it became where it was not very difficult. And then we had one performance. So the way it worked is Samantha would be playing Peter Pan, right? And she would run off stage real quick, like all the characters were hiding, and that's when they would sort of point their back towards backstage so we could hook them up. And we had a pretty elaborate way of, like, we'd hook them up and then we'd tap them on the shoulder to let them know that they're hooked up, and then they'd run on stage and we could do the flying. And this one performance, she ran backstage, and I lovingly tapped her on the shoulder before she was hooked up, just as sort of like a friendship, pat on the back. And she ran on stage and was not hooked up, not ready to fly. And I couldn't have just yelled and been like, hey, come back, you're not good to go, because it was in the middle of a scene. And so it was right before the song called We're Flying, which is where it's her and all the kids all flying for the first time in the show. So to have her not flying during the song called We're Flying, in my mind, was a disaster. And that's just how live theater is, though. And luckily, Sam, being just the brilliant person that she is, changed the lyrics to the song from We're Flying to You're Flying, and she kind of sang it to the kids, which I thought was just absolutely brilliant. And of course, in my 2013 angst, I posted about it on Facebook, and I was like, oh my god, the Playhouse is never gonna let me come back. I completely ruined the show. And now, 13 or 14 shows later, they still let me come back. But unfortunately, thanks to Facebook memories, now I get a yearly reminder in December of that one production where Peter Pan did not fly. And usually Samantha messages me on that day just saying, like, hey, I was never mad at you. So it's always it was a bad moment, but it's a fun memory now, just because she worked through it and made the show great, and I'm very thankful for that. And that is my Playhouse memory.